resistance spot welding. What is resistance spot welding? Resistance welding is where heat required is produced by electrical resistance across the two components to be joined. Tips of two solid cylindrical electrodes touch a lap joint of two sheet metal and system heating produce a spot weld. Next, to obtain a strong bond in the weld nugget, pressure is applied until the current is turned off and weld have solidified. Next, surface of the spot weld has a slightly discolored indentation. Next, the current level depends on material thickness. Simplest and most commonly used may be performed by means of single or multiple pair of electrodes. Next, required pressure is supplied through mechanical or pneumatic means. Lastly, variety of electrode shapes are used to spot weld areas that are difficult to reach.
The process of resistance spot welding. This welding involves three stages. First, which is involve the electrode being brought to the surface of the metal and apply a slight amount of pressure. Second, the current from the electrode is then applied briefly, after which the current is removed, but the electrode remains in the place for the material to cool. Weld time range for 0.01 second to 0.63 second depend on the thickness of the metal, the electrode force and the diameter of the electrode themselves. Third, the current is removed from the workpiece. It is cooled via the coolant hole in the center of the electrode.
Advantages and disadvantages of resistance spot welding. The advantages is very little skill required to operate the welding process, high production rate, and economical. For the disadvantages, equipment used are complex, expensive, and limited to only lap joint.
For seam welding, electrodes are replaced by rotating wheels or rollers. Use a continuous AC power supply to rollers. For the roll spot welding, the current is applied intermittently and a series of spot welds at specified intervals. For the mesh seam welding, the overlapping welds are about 1 or 2 times the sheet thickness. Okay, for advantage and disadvantage of seam welding, first we go to the advantage. A continuous overlapping welds produce weld by the process makes it suitable for joining liquid or gas-tight containers and vessels. Efficient energy use. For disadvantage of seam welding, first, requires complex control system to regulate the level speed of electrodes as well as the sequence of current to provide satisfactory overlapping welds, and difficult to weld metal having thickness greater than 3 mm.
Last but not least, the welding defects. It consists of porosity, slight inclusion, incomplete fusion and penetration, weld profile and cracks. For the porosity, during welding metal absorb gases, high affinity to gases when solidified, gas trapped in metal, large size of porosity called blowhole. It can be reduced by proper selection of electrodes and filler metals, improved welding techniques. And for the slight inclusion, it is caused from outside electrode coating of flux trap and failure to remove slag. To prevent this defect, by providing sufficient shielding gas, cleaning the weld bed surface, puddle of molten weld surface. And for the third is incomplete fusion and penetration. It will produce poor weld beds, and to prevent the defects is by raising the temperature of the base metal, cleaning the weld area before welding, modifying the joint design. And for the cracks is use of hydrogen while welding ferrous metals. residual stress caused by solidification shrinkage, base metal contamination, high welding speed but low current. To prevent these cracks in welding is by provide proper cooling of the weld area, use proper joint design, remove impurities, use appropriate metal. And for the last weld profile. Weld profile, it is important because its effect on the strength and appearance of the weld indicate incomplete fusion or the presence of flat inclusions in multiply layer welds.